Knowledge can be a wonderful thing, but in the case of the ancient philosopher and mathematician Hypatia of Alexandria, it also led to her doom. Hypatia was one of the most important intellectuals of the Byzantine Empire in the 4th century. And yes, she was a woman. Her story is both inspiring and terrifying. Born around 355 AD, Hypatia lived in a time when the Roman Empire had just split. Alexandria, her home, was a city in turmoil, rife with religious and social unrest. Christians, Jews, and pagans coexisted in perpetual strife, their constant clashes gradually eroding even more of the library's priceless contents. The great city of Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC, became a beacon of cultural sophistication in a short span of time. It wasn't just beautiful, it was home to the Library of Alexandria, housing over 500,000 ancient scrolls. Despite the city's splendor, ignorance, slavery, violence, and religious strife were ever present. Yet, Alexandria offered a unique chance for intellectualism to thrive. It was a place where people could rise above fear and embrace the power of thought. And in Hypatia's case, this opportunity extended to women as well. Hypatia was a thinker of the highest order, a teacher and an inventor, but she was also a pagan, unafraid to speak her mind in a landscape marred by religious conflict and fear. Her intelligence, beauty, and strength could not shield her from the grim fate she would face. In a time when science and religion often clashed, her knowledge and fearlessness painted a target on her back. Despite her many admirers, including the city's civil governor, Orestes, Hypatia's life of excellence was overshadowed by the political and religious turmoil of her time. Orestes, mostly a pagan and an ally of the Jewish community, defended the separation of church and state and supported Hypatia and her father, Theon. However, this put him at odds with Cyril, the influential bishop of Alexandria. When Jews and Christians clashed violently, Cyril expelled the Jews, looting their homes and temples. Orestes protested to the Roman government, but Cyril's attempts at reconciliation were rebuffed. Cyril's followers, a band of 500 monks, targeted Orestes for assassination. Although Hypatia wasn't directly involved, her association with Orestes and her non-Christian teachings made her an easy target. In a male-dominated political struggle, Hypatia's intelligence and her refusal to conform made her a threat. Accused of witchcraft due to her pagan beliefs, Hypatia was hunted down by a mob led by Peter the Lector. They dragged her from her carriage, tore her clothes, and pulled her by her hair through the streets. In a nearby church, they stripped her and used roofing tiles and oyster shells to flay her alive. Her remains were then burned. The University of Alexandria, where she and her father taught, was burned down, symbolizing the intolerance of the time. Her brutal death triggered a mass exodus of intellectuals and artists from the city. Yet, sometimes, death is a symbol that survives the test of time. Hundreds of years later, Hypatia, a Renaissance-style intellectual and advocate for the separation of church and state, lives on as a symbol of the struggle for freedom. Hypatia's story reminds us of the power of knowledge and the dangers of intolerance. Her legacy continues to inspire those who value freedom and intellectual pursuit. Please like, subscribe, and drop your comments.